I might as well give you something. Anyway. I apologise to your eardrums. we've got the sound problem fixed from last week, at least. Good evening everyone, welcome to Melbourne. This is the second round of the 2022 Velocity Racing Event Supercars Championship, and we are in the third qualifying session of the season. 4 minutes to go. Dennis Cicluna is the current pace setter, and he sits about 5 tenths clear of Bernie Rustley. Andrew Ferguson in third, and then Jack Meredith, Wylie, Refalo, Big Chan, Alex McEwen, Corey McFarlane's in the name, and then Nick Gregg as well. I'll just run you through who we've got in the field tonight. 28 drivers have made the cut. That is, most of the top 10 came first in this list. Bernie Rustley, Dennis Cicluna, Dylan Barton, Jack Meredith, Alex McEwen, Corey McFarlane, and then Riley Smith, Nicholas Gregg, Nick Mello, Vic Chan, Andrew Ferguson, and Stephen Marsden, Mitch Steele-Allison, and Jack Callister, Josh Hill, Lachlan Grant, Aaron Refalo, Scott Garrick, Sam Sargerson, Luke Viverardino, Nash Murdock, Colin Turner, Daniel Mansion, Paddy Donnelly, Lee Childs, Dylan Keegi, Aaron Recchi, and Dave King. So 28 drivers. So full featured field. And with just 3 minutes left in this session, this will set the grid for the first sprint race, of which there are 2 this evening. The first one only 50k's long with 10 laps, and then the second one's a little bit longer at 120 kilometres. We are using the newer version of Melbourne. Let's get someone who's starting a lap. Here's Andrew Ferguson, and we'll take you on a lap of the Melbourne Grand Prix circuit. New layout 2022. As we come down into the first corner, it's a little bit wider, a little bit quicker, that first corner as well. It's got a bit more camber on the inside, so it's more critical. And then wider down into turn 3 here on the entry. Almost right up to the wall there on the inside. This bit's very similar. In real life, it hasn't been replicated here, but in real life the wall's right up against the edge of the track. Here you've still got a little bit of a grass verge. And then turn 6 is massively faster. And you have some about 4 tenths down on this particular lap compared to his fastest. Oh, excuse me, that's against Sakuma, so there'd be a little bit of an improvement. Now there, before you would have gone straight on into a chicane, he just drives straight through. Andrew Ferguson, he put in a purple second sector, so he's really clawed it back. Daniel Cicluna is the leader at the moment on provisional pole position with a minute left of the session. Bernie Russell sits in second, and then it's Ferguson who we're on board with. This corner a lot tighter. You brake a little bit later than, well, they're probably around about the same place really, because the corner has been pushed down the track a little bit, but the turn itself is very tight, and then a little bit wider into that second last corner as well. And the last turn, we'll see what time Andrew Ferguson does here. It's looking like a pretty decent lap. Oh, he's backed off. Is he out of fuel? He might have run out of fuel right at the very end, which would be a shame. Oh, hello. Well, what do we reckon to that? It's been caught on stream. I will get in touch with my race director. Alright, well, Dylan Barton goes to the top.
Andrew Ferguson, if you do that again, try into the pit lap.
So Dylan Barton went to the top. Daniel Cicluna only 0.001 behind. And then we'll see Jack Meredith. Meredith currently sits 5th. We'll see if he can improve on that time. Meredith to the line. He currently sits 5th place. Wylie Smith moves up past. There goes Aaron Refalo in the foreground. People started leaving. There you go. So you can see Garrick, Chan and Donnelly coming down the main straight at the end of qualifying. We'll just take a quick look at the standings as they are now. So Dylan Barton has pole position for the first race. Daniel Cicluna has been pipped by 0.001 of a second. And then it's Bernie Russell, Wylie Smith in 4th, Andrew Ferguson sits in 5th, and then Jack Meredith, Nick Mello, Vic Chan, Alex McEwen, Luke De Berardino, followed by Corey McFarlane, and then Nicholas Gregg, Lachlan Grant, Jack Callister, Scott Garrick, and then Nash Murdock, Mitch Steele-Allison, Sam Sargerson, Josh Hill, Daniel Mangan, followed by Paddy Donnelly, Stephen Marsden, Lee Childs, Aaron Refalo, and then Cohen Turner and Dana McKeague rounds out the grid. A couple that haven't shown up. I can tell you it's most certainly not legal that. He's found the loophole.
Yes.
It is reversing on a live track, which clearly isn't ideal. But I would have to review the footage and see if he's done it before. If he has, then might be a bit more trouble. Okay, we'll come back in a sec with the next qualifying session.
Who just said, can you hear?
Welcome back. Qualifying 4 about to get underway. Yeah, I need to find some new music. The one we had before was just kind of... it's been there too long, I think.
30 seconds.
Jack Callister above ground, that's good. He was below ground before. Which was interesting. Like the end of the lane, and we're away for this qualifying session to decide the grid for the 23 lap feature. And they're on their way through the first couple of corners now. So just going back to the qualifying results of the first session, Andrew Ferguson is a new name. I think he's competed in one Bathurst 1000, but he starts out 5th. Veradino's managed to sneak into the top 10. Well done to him. Corey McFarlane, 11th on debut. Lachlan Grant is 13th on debut. Nicholas Gregg ended up only qualifying 12th place, which is a bit of a surprise. I will note, there is a bit of an elephant in the room here. No Chris Refalo. He's decided to pull out of the series, which is a big deal. Real championship contender, was going for his 3rd in a row, trying to win it in a Falcon this time. But now the championship is going to have a completely new dynamic. With some new faces at the front. Wylie Smith and Nicholas Gregg are the first across the line, the teammates. We'll watch him as he sets his banker lap for this session. I do need some new background music. If anyone's got any ideas for royalty-free, copyright-free, and preferably free music, then that would be great. Because it needs a bit of an update. Nick Gregg, 47.629. He tops the charts at the moment as everyone else comes across the line. Corey McFarlane beats it out. Who's he got alongside him? Is that Josh Hill?
Yeah.
I'm moving to Berardino. We didn't have a look at some of the liveries last week because I was crying too much so my stream was blowing up. And here's the Haltech machine to Berardino. There's a couple of them in the field. Oh, he's had a little bit of a moment coming out of turn number 5 and found himself in the wall. You can see the front of that car, well, it's fallen off. Jack Meredith, he's down an escape road. Is that down at 12? I think it is. Or what is it now? 19, 11. Used to be 13. So I've got to try and get used to these new corner numbers. The fact that they took out 2 corners is... And he comes into the pit lane. You'll notice that the pit lane starts quite early and it ends quite early as well, because it's the Supercars pit lane that we're using here. And see as they come in, and then they go to the right of the pit lane entry that you would see in Formula 1, and then they come out through the Formula 1 pit lane. Have to stay on the 80km/h speed limit all the way down to here, so it makes the pit lane significantly longer. Bernie Russley is 400ths of a second behind McFarlane. We'll go and on board with him. He's faster in the first sector. We'll see if he can put in a better time here. He does, goes to the top. 3/10 faster than McFarlane. And with 5 minutes remaining. On an overcast day, awful day in Melbourne today. Has he just? Ah, he has. So De Berardino is out. You heard the voice there, you might have heard the voice there of race director Max Spivey. I have to whack it up a little bit. A struggle here for Nick Mello in Project 4. Keelan's doing okay, he sits in 7th at the moment, but Nick Mello is 13th. Still 4 minutes left, plenty of time. There goes Aaron Refalo on the right hand side. Stable mates they are. Not quite teammates, but from the same Flair Alliance brand. Go watch Vic Chan here. Another Haltech machine. Or Hair Express Sim Racing. I think I said that first bit right. It's Dutch. I don't know how to speak Dutch. Down to turn 6. then this is the new section where it's just flat out. Now it puts a lot of strain on the tyres through here, a lot more than before, because it's so much quicker. They're hitting up and around 270 kilometres an hour on the approach to turn 9 here. And he comes out the other side. Andrew Ferguson goes up into third. Chan currently sits in 7th. We'll see if he'll improve any further on this particular lap. Hit the apex nicely through turn 10. No, 11. See, I'm always going to get that corner down the wrong side. And last corner. To the line, we'll see where he ends up. And it'll be staying 7th fastest. Corey McFarlane in the meantime has gone to provisional pole position by 0.009 of a second. Ooh, we've got an incident back here, is there? Oh, good on you, right? Designed that livery for Vic Chan, which we were seeing before. Run Snooks. Daniel Mangan is... So we can't see him, that's why, from that camera. Because he's just behind that barrier there. Stopped on the side of the road. And has been for a bit. See if he gets going again. It was Greg, turn 12, 11. Oh my god. Mitchell, what about him? I can tell you he currently sits in 20th. Rich Steele Allison, another newcomer. Here's Nick Gregg towards the line. See where he ends up. It'll be 6th place. 0.749. There's just a few seconds remaining in this session, and Jack Meredith will take 4th position. Dennis Secluda jumps up into 3rd. As checkered flag goes, we'll keep an eye on that front straight. I believe that's Nash Murdock. He comes across the line, 20th fastest for him. There goes Nick Mello, he's only 11th at the moment. Dylan Barton jumps up into 3rd. So Russell's been pipped by 0.009 of a second. Corey McFarlane is going to take pole position, it seems.
Cool, so that's the end of qualifying 2.
Are we
Next is
gonna
race
have
4.
Riley Smith. Riley Smith's still to come. Comes around the 12th turn now. 11th. Oh my god. It wasn't even turn 12 before. Why am I calling it turn 12? Anyway. Oh, Riley barely hung on to it coming out of the last corner. It's going to cost him bucket loads of time, unfortunately. And across the line he comes 5th place. So respectable results. Nick Gregg jumps up into 3rd. There goes Garrick. And the ABR cars. Alright, I think that's everyone, so that's the end of qualifying then. We'll just go back and have a look at these results as we get ready for the first race of the evening. Corey McFarlane has taken pole position in his second start. Well, it's his first round, but second for the second race. Bernie Russley, Nicholas Gregg, Dylan Barton, Daniel Seclina, Riley Smith, Jack Meredith, Andrew Ferguson, Alex McEwen, and then Vic Chan just manages to get into the top 10 there. Then it's Nick Mello, Luke De Berardino, followed by Lachlan Grant, and then Jack Callister, Sam Sargerson, Stephen Marsden, and Scott Garrick, Daniel Mangan, Josh Hill, and Nash Murdock in 20th. Go down the field a little bit further, and we've got Aaron Refalo, followed by Mitch Steele-Allison, Paddy Donnelly, Cohen Turner, Lee Childs, Danny McKee, and that is the 26 we have here. So brand new track, mostly refined and updated track, which will be very different and a very different challenge compared to last year in Melbourne. And we're almost ready to take it on with our first race. It'll be just 10 laps long. It kicks off in just a moment. See you then.
If there's a first, that's...
Okay, welcome back. Just a couple of minutes left until the start of this one. So Bernie Russley he's third. Dylan Barton is on pole, and Bernie's just disappeared. Dylan Barton on pole position alongside Daniel Cicluna. This is quite a different looking grid compared to what we've got lined up for race 2, but well, should make both races very interesting. Barton, Cicluna, Russley, Smith, Ferguson, and then Meredith, Mello, Chan, McEwen, De Berardino, and then McFarlane. And Nicholas Gregg sits in 12th. I am alone here. Chris Refalo is in the chat. Good to see him there. He's now demoted himself to just mentoring wife Erin, who is starting 24th in this one. Short race this one, it's only 10 laps in length. Should go by very, very quickly. So, there we are. Pole position. Belongs to Dylan Barton. First time, first pole I think he's taken. He took pole last week. Yeah, anyway. Refalo, I think. One of them, and then Russley for the other. Maybe.
15 seconds.
Okay. Here we are, building up to the start of the first race of the evening. Race 3 of the championship. Away in racing. Pretty good start out the blocks from the first row, but Russley's going to try and work his way up the middle. It's going to be 3 abreast coming down into the first corner. So Cluna's got the inside line and will take it. Riley Smith has gone round in the background. So Cluna leads from Russley's, jumped his teammate. And then challenging there is Jack Meredith, I believe. The safety car's out. So Riley Smith got turned around at the first corner, which you so often see here. And as a result, goes to Clean. Wants to get this round as quick as possible there. No, there'd be no reason for a pit stop here, I think.
Remember, no overtake in competitions.
Cicluna leads the race. Where is the safety car? There it is. And the field will start to back itself up behind it. And you can see the running order here. Uh-oh, why won't my shortcuts work? Well, dead keyboard. Yeah, let's hope this doesn't restart with any sort of haste. We'll be back shortly. Alright, we have gone to the backup. Why is there no sound? It's one thing after another.
You have to stop breathing once the safety car has gone ahead. Yep, you're good now.
You are witnessing a complete breakdown in the stream,
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
No more weaving.
The safety car is coming in, so while I try and fix these issues, we will enjoy this safety car restart with only my voice. I'm sure we'll make it even less entertaining. But Daniel Cicluna has control of the field. And as he rolls out,
Okay, so clearly you're ready to go when you want.
of the last couple of corners, Bernie Russley is just there. He won't be able to overlap until the last corner. He might have gone a little bit early,
Green flag.
but away and racing once more. Cicluna goes straight to the inside. Can he lure Russley into a move here? Into a false move. Nick Mellows got up the inside of Dylan Barton. There's a fair bit of action going on behind. And here's McEwen on the back of Barton, who is dropping like a stone. Someone went into the back of him, I think. It was McFarlane. And look at this pack of cars as they come up through turn 5. Car out wide. It's one of the Nissans. I think it might have been Josh Hill. And Dylan Barton continues to fall down the field. Look at how many cars he's got behind him. Trying to go around the outside is Ferguson. Up the inside is Nicholas Gregg. They are 3 abreast as they come up through the long sweeper along Lakeside Drive. Dylan Barton moves himself to the inside and holds the position amazingly. What's going to go on behind then? Is there going to be any sort of incident here with such a big pack of cars? You feel it's almost inevitable. Cicluna and Russley are side by side for the lead of the race as they come out of turn number 11. And Russley's got the move done. He moved around the outside of that third last corner. But Cicluna, I think he might have locked the rears a little bit. And he ended up into the side of Russley. Found himself worse off. And now Meredith up into second. Mello sits third and is fourth rather, and is challenging for third as they come across the line to start lap 5 of 10. Mello's still holding there. Cicluna is trying to hold on to the position. Mello's trying to hold on to his car. Coming out of turn 2. And McEwen's there to provide some assistance if needed.
Yellow flag, sector 1.
Ooh, Cicluna had a moment. And he's gotten right up on the curb on the inside of 5 there. He was in the grass pretty much. And has found himself dropping 2 positions. Might drop another one to McFarlane behind. So it's now Russley leading from Jack Meredith, who sits in second. Then Nick Mello on the podium. McEwen 4th. And Cicluna in 5th. McEwen looking up the inside here. Has he got it done? He's almost there, and yes, he has. He gave him a little bit of a bump on the way through on the exit of the corner, and that's going to allow McFarlane to pull past as well. So it's kind of really in all sorts at the moment. And here comes De Berardino as well. Oh, big lock up from McFarlane, and he's gone into the side of McEwen, and they've both spun around at the second last corner. McEwen drops like a stone through the field and is going to have to work his way up again. Luke De Berardino sits 4th after all of that. He's managed to keep himself out of trouble, full credit to him. And now Nicholas Gregg on the back of Dylan Barton. I think Nick started 12th. Oh, there's a sliding car in the background. That was Ferguson, who has gone off wide and found himself sideways. I think he was caught up in an incident there. Oh, I want to say Jack Callister. And now he's tagged to the inside of Paddy Donnelly, who has found himself straight again and continues on, but in a significantly more disadvantaged position. 21st on the road he sits at the moment, with Nash, Murdock and Cohen Turner ahead of him. Behind, it's Ferguson, who is battling his way through this. Finds himself in all sorts. Marsden is 23rd here, we're on board with him. And we'll go up a little bit further back to the front, because this is McFarlane, with Sargison just looking up the inside of him. They tag, and McFarlane was almost in the wall on the right hand side. And he's wide a little bit. Garrick forces his way through. So Garrick's managed to work his way around the outside. I think, yeah, there's someone right behind Sargison as well. It's Josh Hill, who's just sitting there ready if anything goes wrong here. McFarlane's trying to put a move on Sargison here. And Garrick just sits ahead for the moment. Josh Hill was all out of shape. I thought he was going to end up in the wall, but he does lose a position to Alex McEwen. So a decent save. And here's Garrick past Sargison and now past McFarlane. It was a little bit wide on the exit there.
Big damage.
Check out this big pack of 4 here. This is battling over 10th position. It's the most lively battle on track at the moment. Although I tell you what might end up being a little bit livelier is this between Jack Meredith and Nick Mello as they come down to turn 12. Out of the last corner, is Mello going to put a move here on Jack Meredith from Aussie Brand Racing? Gets in the slipstream. Could be a chance. Moves to the right, then back to the left. But nothing comes of it yet. 3.3 seconds up the road is Bernie Russell, your race leader, who's now in the favourite position for the championship. Mello looks around the outside at turn 3. It's a wider corner there. Timing tower's being interesting to Dylan Barton at the moment. So that's not his actual position. I think, yeah, here's 5th. Oh, Mello was looking up the inside of Meredith there. It's almost ended in disaster.
Calm down a bit, yeah?
That was race director Max Spivey. I think he was telling him to calm down. Down into the 910 chicane. Oh, Meredith was sideways and smacked into the side of Mello there. Phenomenal battle stretches on. I'm going to finally bring in Ryan Snooks here. Now, guess what, mate? You have as much game audio as the entire stream, which is none at all. I have no idea why. It's just died on me. Try and fix that between race 3 and 4. But some quite intense battles going on. This one got very physical between Nick Mello and Jack Meredith, and Mello's looked to get the better of him for the moment, but we'll keep an eye. Play around with audio levels, yeah, we'll whack you up there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just fine.
Yeah, cool.
This is Lee Childs and Daniel Mangan, who are battling for 15th. And Cohen Turner just sits behind as well.
Yeah. That moment with the 3 cars 3 wide earlier, that was a little bit hair-raising.
There's been quite a few of those moments. I don't know the one you're talking about, but there's been quite a few where it's just a big clump of cars together, and then they end up all coming out the other side facing the right way, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's very easy to do on this track. Some parts of this track are quite wide.
Oh, so Mangan and Childs! Involved in an accident coming into 9 and 10. I think it was... now I can't remember who was on the outside. I think it was Lee Childs who got squeezed into the wall.
Tell you what, you can tick into the fence off your Scafey bingo card for that one.
Bernie Russley starts his last lap. Is Jack Meredith... It's just a timing glitch? I think it is. Yeah, good, because he shot up to the lead there. I was like, what on earth has happened? We'll watch Lachlan Grant, who's being chased down by Corey McFarlane, who starts on pole for the next race. Currently sits 10th in this one.
If you do it right and you've got enough tyre, you can actually brake real late, like he's doing now. Just slip up the inside. But you got to watch your exit, otherwise you'll do what the guy in front did.
Yeah, car off. That was Jack Callister. And another car off, that's Daniel Cicluna, who I assume that's all on his own. That's down at turn number 5. Nick Gregg has gotten past De Berardino for 5th place. Could be a chance here if he gets back into the slipstream. He's looking around the outside.
It started great for Cicluna and it's just all gone downhill.
Yellow flag.
Berardino goes a big dive. It's one of his last chances. He overshot it. So it looked like he was going to get the move done and just went way too hot in.
Yeah. As soon as you hit the sand, it slows you down about 20-30 k's an hour.
Bernie Russley comes across the line. He wins the first race of the evening, and Nick Mello will come across in second, followed by Jack Meredith and Nicholas Gregg.
Next race, I think, is going to have a lot to do with strategy and overtaking and undertaking in the pits and all Absolutely. That sort of thing.
It's a long pit lane. It's double the length of last year, as we've seen the finishers come across the line now. There were quite a few close finishes last week at Sydney Motorsport Park, with cars finishing just side by side. Not quite the same here. The closest is De Berardino and Barton. Only 3/10 separating those. But Russley took the win, followed by Nick Mello and then Jack Meredith. Nicholas Gregg in 4th. First to join, always the first to leave is Nick. Bernie Russley returns to the pit lane.
Okay, if he's crossed the line on race 1, that was a very...
quite a few hair-raising moments that race. You know, being a shorter race, everyone wants to take a few more risks.
Have stuff to submit.
Alright, the next race is going to be 23 laps, and it'll be coming up very shortly for you. I'll try and get the sound fixed. I'm really not sure what's going on with that, but we'll see what happens.
What was that song?
Fair enough.
Okay, back shortly.
Oh,
I'll just run you through the final results because I haven't done so. In my frantic rush to try and fix this sound thing. Bernie Russley took the win, Nick Mello, Jack Meredith, Nicholas Gregg, Luke de Berardino, Dylan Barton, and then Corey McFarlane. Lachlan Grant, Jack Callister, Daniel Cicluna, followed by Scott Garrick, Sam Sargerson, Josh Hill, Cohen Turner, and then Nash Murdock in 15th. Alex McEwen, Andrew Ferguson, Lee Childs, Dana McKee, and then Aaron Refalo finishes 20th. Paddy Donnelly, Vic Chan, Mitch Steele-Allison and Daniel Mangan, and then Riley Smith, who was out at the first corner, then Stephen Marsden, Liam Whittaker. Liam Whittaker's the safety car driver, excuse me. So 26. Welcome back. Counting down to the start of the final race of the night. Second and last. 23 laps this one. Around the Albert Park Grand Prix circuit as well. Corey McFarlane is the car on the right on the front row there. Starts from pole position alongside... Yeah, that's Bernie Russley. They've got the exact same cars, Barton and Russley, and just got to squint a little to see the number.
I think Cicluna might have a better race. He hasn't got the pressure of being on the front this race.
Where is he at the moment? He's 5th, so potentially it does also mean that he's back in the field where the most things can go wrong at the first corner. I think that's where Riley Smith started from. He was in the 5th or 4th in that first race, and he found himself backwards.
Yeah, we might have just given him the commentator's jinx.
Oh, poor Riley.
Riley Smith blue screened. Okay. So I'm not sure if that was at the first corner or afterwards.
Yeah, so apparently Wylie has blue screen during the last turns. So,
I'm not sure if that was his first corner or...
One and a half minutes to go before we get started, so yeah, Riley Smith is that empty space on the grid. So we'll start out at 6th and
Nicholas, why are you talking to me?
won't do so. Page with Chan, Nick Malone, Berardino, Grant, Callister, Sargerson, Marsden, Garrick, Mangan, Hill starts out of 19th. Nash, Murdock, Aaron Refalo, Mitch Steele-Allison, and then Paddy Donnelly, Cohen Turner and Lee Childs and Johnny McKeague rounded out. So, looking forward to this one. There's a bit more strategy involved, as you said.
Yep, definitely a bit more strategy. I can see some undercutting happening
30 seconds till race start.
if people play their cards right.
There's lots of talk of when will we see the no-stop.
Wylie's trying to load in, I think.
The no-stop be the best strategy, but
I've seen some people, not naming any names, run a whole race on the Supersoft without a tyre change.
Good luck.
Troopers. Alright, here we go. Away and racing for race 4 of the championship. McFarlane's got a decent start from pole position, and it's decent enough that he's been able to cut across and move over to the inside where he can force Russley out. Greg takes advantage of it. He comes up into second place. Russley's all over the place. He almost found himself off the road there. Well, he did find himself off the road, almost found himself sideways. And now down towards turn 3, Meredith on the inside of Barton.
Front two have put a hell of a gap on the rest of the field already.
Absolutely, they're flying off, and Nick Gregg might well be challenging for the lead here momentarily. Barton is trying to fight off Cicluna and his teammate as well, Bernie Russley. Ferguson sits in 7th, and it's McEwen, Chan and Mello in 10th. DeBerardino is swapping positions with Mello as they come up
another 3
turn 8.
Yeah, another 3 wide.
Oh, look at how tight this is. This is over 10th place. And they've been involved in an accident. DeBerardino has moved across to the inside, and Grant is gone as well. And he's got a hold on the brakes because he doesn't want to slide back into the middle of the pack, which he does do so. And the safety car's out.
And just got to be a safety car. That was massive. And you get to 270 k's an hour around that corner, you don't want to be hitting another car.
Pretty serious speed. I mean, it's just south of 270, having been side by side. You're at pretty much full load through that corner. or at least significantly
Exactly.
low.
You do not lift around any of those corners.
All good. Okay. Yeah.
At least this time it hasn't taken long for the safety car to catch the leader.
Exactly.
Yeah, it kind of happened in a better place, didn't it? The whole field will stack up now. Ben Whitaker is our safety car driver for tonight. We appreciate his assistance. And Max Spivey continues to be race director. Reason it says Williams 994 on there is because those two, Cody Williams and McFarlane, chose the exact same liveries, and I just haven't changed the name and number.
Well, I can see you small.
That'll be fixed next week, especially because we're going to have McFarlane seemingly up the front, as he is now. Nicholas Greggs is second, and then Jack Meredith in third. Lap 2 of 23.
Tell you what, for a game that was released in 2014, the graphics are holding up quite well.
Yeah, it's doing fine. CSP helps, and with the enhancements. I want to thank Alex McEwen, by the way, who helped with some of the enhancements to this track mod. The name at the very back of that, in that track map on your bottom left, I believe that's Riley Smith, who's making his way back out onto the circuit. He'll be a lap down, but we'll be back in the race, and may well have a chance of, well, we will, yeah, we'll see how he ends up, and he might pick up a couple of points. Gets points down to 24th. Gee, how terrible, I don't know that. Yeah, 24th. You get 2 points for finishing there in this second sprint race.
It's nice to see the safety car lights actually flashing like they should, and I think we have Nash to thank for that.
Oh yeah, Nash Murdock, who put together a little config package. It's got great lights as well. Yeah, it looks good out on track. Let's hope we don't see too much more of it. I have my doubts about that statement, but anyway.
Another lap, okay.
Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap.
Safety car win at the end of this lap.
Another lap, okay. And your lapped cars will be allowed past, wouldn't they?
Well, there's... Oh, Riley's on the lead lap.
Whitaker does not look like he is on the lead lap.
Oh, he's the safety car driver.
Oh, well, there you go. Never
That'll be
mind.
it.
Alright, so it looks like everyone is on the lead lap. So we don't have to worry about anything.
Coming up through the top of the lake now. Down to turn 6. Much faster corner this one.
I drive past this track every weekend.
It's a nice spot, not during a... It's a nice spot during a race weekend, obviously, but it's pretty good when everything's gone as well. It's peaceful, you've got the lake there, and lovely walking track. Swans. Not the South Melbourne Swans anymore, but extra fun. It's alright, our small talk will be over in just a moment. Our excruciating small talk. It'll be over in just a moment because the safety car will be in this lap. After this chicane, it should switch its lights out. And then Corey McFarlane. Has he done a safety car? He hasn't done a safety car restart from the front, obviously, so he knows what to do.
I have in the touring cars in a Jaguar.
There you go. When was that?
That's Sandown.
Not bad.
Yeah. What was that, sorry?
As soon as you said green, I floored it.
Right, okay,
Just left.
Sorry.
Oh,
Okay, it's working now.
for the race director Max Spivey, but it's going now, so we should be almost ready to get underway.
Alright, Corey, go when you want to now.
Corey McFarlane, he's got up until the control line to do anything. And he's waiting there. They can now overlap here. And they're almost going double file as they come down the main straight. McFarlane's got the lead. It's from Nicholas Gregg, Meredith, and then Barton, Cicluna, Russley, Ferguson, McEwen, and then Vic Chan. Cicluna's already making moves here on Barton. He gets it done before the first corner.
I think that restart's going to have to be looked at. I don't know how many people were overtaking there.
A bit difficult to tell from the angle I'd chosen. Maybe it is worth a review as they come through now towards turn 5.
The spread was that wide, there had to have been something.
Fair bit going on. Mitch Steele-Allison was around to the back there. Oh, there's a big moment there. That's Dylan Barton, who he's now got his teammate coming up past him. And Jack Meredith is challenging Nick Gregg for second place. They hold it side by side through the first bit. And
It's in the two.
yeah, he didn't want to have an overlap there coming into turn 10. Russley is making a move on Cicluna simultaneously, and I think there might have been a little bit of a bump from behind Cicluna to Meredith as they came through turn 11.
It's so hard to pull an overtake when you're this close together. Because as soon as you try to attack the car in front, the car behind is going to take advantage of any gap you leave.
The car's starting to file out right of stern a bit here. Nash Murdock is still looking on Scott Garrick though. Looks up a little bit in front. Jack Callister is ahead of them, so in 10th.
It's all about slipstreaming and getting close enough to pull a move now.
Become a big slipstream fest, this track, especially down the back here. You'll see they come out of turn 6 and just slam down on the throttle. Nash Murdock slammed down on the throttle a little bit too much and found himself sideways on the exit of 6.
Problem is though, that's his specialty. He's good when he's sideways.
Oh, Meredith, he has lost it on the curb. Has to put the brakes on and spin it back around. So that's an unforced error from him.
Oh, someone else has lost it somewhere too, because that's not a racing line there.
Yeah, that was Paddy Donnelly who, well, yeah, he might have had a moment, or he's just decided to be a bit more adventurous and go to the inside instead to get around Jack Meredith. Meredith is now 21st after that one.
Oh, he won't like that.
It's so close to field. You make a very little mistake and all the way down. McFarlane's been in the fastest lap of the race.
It's challenging Grant.
Put out a bit of a gap, isn't it? 3.3 seconds.
He's challenging. Oh,
So I wasn't doing any inputs.
give him room.
Before the keep the room was take before the start finish line, we're having a look at that
Right.
after the race, and you will be penalised for those. Thank you.
Good, isn't it? That was Max Spivey, race director, in the background there. He was just caning some people for overtaking before the safety car line, so he did see something.
Okay, I did think something might have gone wrong there because there was a lot of overlapping and... Oh no!
That was a big bump. Cicluna on the inside of Nicholas Gregg, and they nearly found to themselves. Well, Nicholas Gregg was almost in the fence. Just glad that there's some damage from that. McEwen now looking on the inside of Russley. This is for 4th position. And again, 2 by 2 down into this corner. And all my camera angles are too close to see what actually goes on. But somehow Cicluna's ended up 5th out of that. He's dropped a few positions. This is all over 2nd place. Nick Gregg is in 2nd. So I think Cicluna was a bit too optimistic.
Yes, Cicluna might have copped some damage from that. See if you can see the position of the steering wheel. No, dead straight. Okay.
That's alright. Hello, there's a naughty word there. Didn't notice that before. Anyway, Ferguson is in 5th and tapping onto the requisite battle as well. And Sam Ferguson trying to do the same. He's a 2nd further drift. Melbourne continues to linger in 14th and finish on the podium. First race, and here's Cohen Turner. We haven't had a look at his livery, by the way. It's gorgeous, South Australian thing. He's gotten past Lachlan Grant for...
I nearly had a job food land at one stage.
Have a look at Marsden. Oh, Marsden off the road. Yeah, so wide at turn 6.
Castrol Nissan.
Yeah, retro Castrol Nissan as well. Further up to the front. That's Sargison well wide at turn 10. And Callister Garrick Chan, and it looks like Hill as well, Dylan Barton, are going to take advantage of that. But not Dylan Barton. Has he had a problem on his own? He's moved quite slowly, so maybe there is a problem with his car.
That's... I don't know, we'll have to wait till he's on the straight. The steering wheel did not look... Yeah, he's going in. He might have had some suspension damage or something. Maybe.
He's very slight, so, but he comes into the pit lane anyway.
His gauge is pretty good.
His position was not, so maybe just trying to get out of traffic as well. Take an early stop.
This is a strategy game after all. Oh, Cluna's in the wars again.
Pushing that car to the limit. 4th place in 6th. Alex McEwen is the car ahead of him.
He's gaining really quick.
Go back and have
Bit
a
of a
look a little
moment
bit
there.
further back in the pack. This is back to the battle for what is now ninth. That was Vic Chan, well out wide. Now, you see there's a bit of a mound there on the exit of turn 11, which is interesting. If you run off wide, then you've got to battle that big hill to try and get back on.
Yeah, it does. It does depends on the line you take.
Nash Murdock coming in a million miles an hour. Runs
Oh,
off a little bit wide. Even further wide there. Was that Vic Chan in the back? I think it might have been. Yeah, and he's trying to get back on. In amongst a big pack of cars. Who was disadvantaged from that? Sam Sargison was. And he's dropped a couple of positions to Cohen Turner and Luke Grant and Cupplewater. Here comes De Berardino, who's only 14th in this race. Finished very well in the first.
those two battling, that's their teammates. Different cars, but they're teammates.
So lap 9 of 23, still plenty of time to go in this race. The race leader is Corey McFarlane, who's got a lead of 5.2 seconds over Nicholas Gregg. He's only 4 tenths over Alex McEwen, sitting in third. Then it's Daniel Cicluna and Ferguson, Callister, Garrick, Hill, Mello, Murdock. Here is Sam Simonson on the inside of Berardino. There's going to be a successful pass done here at the following corner. Yeah. Oh, he's far enough up. Is he?
Oh no.
Still
Very
running side by side. That penultimate corner.
Position there, because you do have the crisscrossing of the corners. You might get up the inside on one corner, then you're on the outside for the next. And he's got the straight line though.
Daniel Mansion. He's found himself at the gravel trap. That's down at turn 3. And he works his way out of there.
He probably locked a few couple of the front brakes and just went off.
Jack Meredith still lingering around in 24th position. I noticed Aaron Refalo, yeah, in the pits, there you go. So that'll be why. Nick Gregg and Alex McEwen are in a battle, and Gregg, I think he got a tap there from McEwen, and Cicluna's managed to get them both. Up into second for Daniel Cicluna, taking advantage of the situation. Nicholas Gregg is now in third and trying to hold off McEwen, who's even closer. McEwen into the pits? Yeah, it looks like it.
Yes, it was definitely Cicluna with the advantage there. And I think it's because people's tyres are wearing off now. Maybe a couple of laps time you'll see a lot of people pitting at about the midpoint of the race. So it'll be advantage to the people who have already pit. All they have to do is look after their tyres till the end of the race.
And then Russley puts in the fast lap of the race. I think he's just pitted, so he sits 18th, yeah. So there you are, there's the benefit. Mello on the back of Garrett, this is for 6th. And
having pitted early, you've also got space. You're not battling cars. All you can do is all you do is put down laps.
Couldn't help but feel Mello was a little bit held up there on the exit. He was going to try and get the move done here though. Dylan Barton's had a moment. He's 23rd. So
Yeah, he's gone wide. It's given him an advantage. That's given Nash an advantage.
So Mello up in 6th place with Murdock and then Garrick.
I think he's just pitted.
Garrick,
Yeah, he's just...
yeah, he has. So he's fallen off the back of that one. Also in the pits is Riley Smith. Right here on Nash Murdock as they barrel into the first corner.
Murdock might be trying to pull off a no-stopper.
Plenty of activity in the pit lane. Garrick, Smith, Sanderson, McEwen, Marsden, Donnelly all in. I thought McEwen just went in, didn't he? That must be unplanned. Anyway, keep watching this battle for 6th because it is very tight indeed. And there's another one that I've got my eye on, which is that battle for 3rd on the track with Greg and Andrew Ferguson. Just a couple of corners up the road. Out of turn 10.
Now these two will both be on worn tyres.
Ferguson couldn't hit the apex there, he's lost.
I think everyone all the way down to Berardino on old tyres.
Nick Gregg's in. Okay, so we'll get an indication of where... We'll start to get an indication of what the field's going to look like at the back end of this pit stop sequence.
Can you see who's pitted on the timing tower?
It doesn't work like ever. It's really frustrating. Anyway. So Nick Gregg comes out. He will be in front of Bernie Russell. Almost, but not quite. Yeah, so Russell's got him. If I rack my brain, I think Russell was ahead. I really need to write this down, or someone to write it down for me.
Yes. I don't have a pen and paper, otherwise I would.
And now Ferguson has been released somewhat and found himself on the back of Dennis Cicluna coming into those same corners.
I do believe it's everyone from hill up has not pitted. Or has hill pitted.
Ferguson up the inside, he's got into 2nd place on the road, has he? Takes a big dive at turn 12 and he's got it done. So inside line helps there. Through 12 and 13. And the last corner 14. Ferguson wide.
He's off.
Okay. Cicluna manages to jump in just before coming into the pits and Ferguson will follow him in. So I wonder if Ferguson's just misjudged the pit entry.
So I believe we're just waiting for Murdock, Callister and McFarlane. I would not put it past Murdock to try and pull a no-stopper.
Oh, no, he's in.
He's in.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Jack Callister's still hanging out there though. And McFarlane as well.
Okay. Cicluna's only dropped 4 positions. So that's not bad. And he's out ahead of...
Well, he was out ahead of Nick Gregg, but Gregg's managed to get the position back on nice warm tyres.
Exactly. So he's out ahead of Ferguson, who managed to pull past of him just before the pits. So
yeah, 2.6 seconds. It's a fairly decent advantage.
Ferguson might have overshot his pit bay, so he had to reverse back into it or something.
Potentially.
So the only two who have not pitted, by the looks of it, are Callister and McFarlane. Possibly Rusty.
Here we are. Is there another big high-speed overtake? Oh, safety car.
Caution on the new section.
Oh, what's happened here?
Jack Meredith, who's around, and that is a very fast part of the track. There's cars whizzing past, and safety car's going to come out. So, a big opportunity for Corey McFarlane and Jack Callister here.
Oh yes, and they're in. They're both in.
They're in very quickly. McFarlane's going to get out ahead of the safety car. Callister is not. So Callister moves past.
Yeah, just
Oh, so Callister's disadvantaged by that. But McFarlane is going to get a whole lap round, and then the safety car's going to catch him.
I know you will not. Just the first one. Just pull over, mate.
So Bernie Russell obviously pitted as well.
Well, he pitted, yeah, well before, so McFarlane is ahead of him. And then Cicluna, Ferguson,
What do you mean on
Jack Callister. No, I'd argue Jack Callister's been quite advantaged by that. He's 5th place after that stop. And then Nick Mello, Garrick, Gregg, Smith, McEwen, Barton, Hill, and Grant, Marsden, Berardino, Harry Turner, Chan, Lee Child, Paddy Donnelly, Ben LeMangan, and Richard Steele-Wellison, Aaron Refalo, Nash Murdock, and Jack Meredith. And Darren McKee, both in the pit, all in the pit lane. I think they've pitted already. And Josh Hill has found himself in the gravel track.
Nick, did you say something earlier, sorry?
Has he blown an engine? He's not
It
moving.
sounds like it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on. I can't be sure why he's not moving.
Just after the second corner.
Not moving.
He's on his way now, there we go. We're on board with McFarlane here. As Josh Hill moves his way out. And back onto the racetrack in 22nd position.
He might have some damage by the look of it, because it's a dangerous part of the circuit.
Okay for the suspension standpoint.
Sorry about that. It will go better this time. Yes, that was what Jack Bernard was trying to explain to me earlier, because he's really needy and he's crying.
I think Spivey's going to be watching this restart like a hawk now.
Yeah, for sure, keeping a closer eye on it. Can't overtake before the finish line is the rule. And
You can
there might have been
overlap
a few
and not
infringements before.
overtake.
Liam Whittaker, who's rolling around at all of about 100 kilometres an hour. Looks a fair bit slower. Maybe it's just because it's a Formula 1 track, you're used to seeing cars go so quick through here.
I have driven this safety car. It's quite fun to drive. Not in VRL, just in a server on our own.
We need to do another safety car race. We did one before at Bathurst a couple of years ago. It was good fun. So cars starting to catch up.
What just happened to the safety car, guys?
What has happened?
Is everyone...
Oh,
no,
Mitch Steele Allison is off the track.
Yep, sorry about
So
that.
is Paddy Donnelly. Nash Murdock's coming in at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That was always going to be a problem.
That will be an issue. I think some people have gotten too close, turned each other around, and people behind have
Take
not
caution on
seen.
Lakeside Drive.
Yes. Okay, right. Everybody go to the right-hand side of the road and let that pass through. Thank you. Right.
Here are our lapped cars who are now being let through. So Jack Meredith, Sam Sargerson as well.
Right, so again, according to my numbers, you're on lap 9.
There he goes. Overtakes the field.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Right.
Right, everybody, let's go back to normal, thank you.
I think we've got some sense of normality now. This is Corey McFarlane, who has got the race lead. He leads from Bernie Russley. It's a bit of a tighter margin than before.
Can you jump onto Murdock? He might have some suspension damage after that hit.
Well, he's just come out of the pit lane.
He has.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why isn't that being fixed then?
Because he hasn't fixed it. He's driven like this before. He did a stint at Bathurst with some suspension damage.
Okay then, safety car is in this lap.
He's just going to try and get
I will
himself
tell
around,
you
is he?
when
I think he's gonna try and finish the race that way.
Well, good luck to him. See how much of a danger that is to other drivers, but anyway.
I mean, if the race director chooses to give him a mechanical black flag, that's on him.
So that's ready to get underway again. It's McFarlane from Russley, Cicluna, and then Ferguson. Callister sits in 5th after that lucky break with his pit stop. Mello, Garrick, Greg Smith, McEwen, Barton, Grant, Marsden, De Berardino, then Turner, Chan, Childs, Mangan, Refalo, the Aaron variety, then McKeague, Murdock, Hill, Donnelly, and Meredith.
Or braking suddenly, or accelerating suddenly, thank you.
Mitch Steele Allison has a broken brake.
Oh. Having some hardware issues.
So I think he's out of this one. And the safety car has driven off. Farland has control of the field. He's done this once before.
Hardware issues.
Okay, McFarlane.
There's already some people coming out of the train.
Keep an eye for overtaking before the control line. McFarlane is holding them up. Rusty overlaps. Is he? Yeah, he's not quite in front.
And
You can
bishing and bashing.
Stop finish line.
Oh, look at this pack. They've all been bunched up and ready and raring to go. Coming down into the pinch point that is turn 1. It's a bit less of a pinch point than it was before, but regardless, Rusty got himself sideways. He might have had some help from Cicluna, who's going to take advantage and get past. Up into second, is he? Not quite. Rusty still got it, and Ferguson just holds him behind in 4th place for the moment.
Rusty was in front of Cicluna at the first turn. I'm not sure if that works. He might have.
Oh, he had a moment on the exit of turn 5, and now Cicluna is going to try and force his way down the inside, the much faster turn 6. Ferguson takes advantage too, and Rusty is out into the wall.
That'll take his rear bar, so he should be fine.
He's now dropped down into 12th, so he'll have big problems trying to get back up through the field. On board here.
Just want to point out, the damage suspension on Murdock's car doesn't seem to have held his back. He's gained a few positions, and he's dropped a position.
Up into 20th at the moment, starting from the back after his restart. And Mello gets round the outside of Callister. Has he got it done? He has. So 4th place for Nick Mello. And when they cross the line here, there'll be only 5 laps remaining.
Childs, however you say that there.
Maltese name, I think. Which is bizarre, we have like 4 people from Malta. It's this tiny little country.
Oh, there's some movement down there. Barton, Rusty, Turner and Chan.
Yeah, so that's the big battle pack at the moment. Chan's gone, getting past Turner as we speak. Move on, Turner gives him
Behind
plenty
them
of
as
room.
well. It's happening everywhere.
And just up ahead, the 2 Sim XP cars have managed to find each other, not in the position they would desire, 11th and 12th. But rather you drop the 10 from those numbers. But anyway, those 2 positions belong to McFarlane and Cicluna out in front, followed by Ferguson. Mello, Callister, Greg Smith, Garrick, McEwen and Grant are your top 10. A couple of debutants in that field actually. In the top 10, here's one of them, Luke Grant.
If you carry enough speed through that set of four...
It's his car off in front. Who was that? That's Wylie Smith. So easy to do to get out wide on the exit of turn 10.
As I was saying before, if you carry enough speed through those high-speed corners, you can take a mirror out.
This group's really bunched up for 3rd place. Mello, Callister, Ferguson and Greg.
Whoa.
Oh, side by side, Ferguson and Callister on the exit of turn 2 with Nicholas Greg just hanging in behind for the moment.
There is some really hard racing going on, all and up and down the field.
See chrome logo on the side of that car. It's actually chrome through CSP. Last minute change, but there it's made. He's on the car of Jack Callister here with Nick Gregg looking up behind him.
So he's had a bit of a bad exit there.
And suddenly that group has strung itself out a bit. Grant is on the outside of McEwen trying to make a pass.
That's a lap cut.
Yeah, he'll have to just slot in behind for the moment. And McEwen will have his position back. 7th place.
The limit is 5 lap cuts before a drive-through, isn't it?
Yes. And Ferguson again. Every time I look away, there's always a bit of a change between these front few, and Ferguson's the one to have made a mistake and dropped down into 6th.
Meredith and Hill having a good go. Gap's getting bigger.
Yeah, coming down the main straights, that 21 of 23, only 3 to go here at Albert Park, with McFarlane continuing to lead as he has done all race, 2.9 seconds to gap. And then Mello is a substantial way back, followed by Callister, who you can
Wylie
see here.
Smith coming back quite fast. And so is Jack Hill.
That's Josh Hill, so around at the first corner.
Hill.
And carries on.
So Riley Smith had a moment, is having a moment again. And Josh Hill had an even bigger moment.
Can't provide more insight than that, I'm afraid. We're just watching timing today. Yeah, the view we've got here is from the top of Nicholas Gregg's car, with Jack Callister ahead. 2.4 seconds down the road is Nick Miller, so probably just outside of striking distance for the end of this race, unless something goes wrong. 3 seconds remains the gap over the front. Farley leading.
Grant and McEwen are...
Dylan Barton is well into the
Oh
wall.
no!
So there's been lots of problems for those two cars. Barton and Rustley, and Barton finds himself in another one, dropping to 17. They are quick enough to challenge for the championship, but just got to hold it together in these races.
Such a quick circuit.
That's incredible, so much quicker now as well. As we watched it Greg once more.
Oh, Berardino's had a moment.
He's moving very slowly. You can see the bumper of that car has fallen off.
I think he'll have lots of damage on that car.
Yeah, he'll have smacked the wall at the first corner, which is quite easy to do when you're in a decent sized pack. Sargerson as well is around at the first corner. It's a bit of a hot spot there. As mentioned before, Steele Allison is out of the race.
Oh, looks like that car was crabbing for a second.
This is Vic Chan looking up the inside of Cohen Turner. They run side by side up to 270 kilometres an hour and braking into turn 9, which is not that much of a slowdown really in terms of a corner.
That was some really close, good racing. Still is.
Yeah, it continues on down to turn 11 now. Really sharp corner. Both sides have got to play their part in getting the two cars through there. And Cole was a little bit hot, but managed to pull it up just in time and got away with a little bit of a tap. 1 to go in Melbourne. And Corey McFarlane is on for a race win from his second start, with Daniel Secluna
how many moves
second.
can you do down a straight?
This is the battle for 11th.
Cohen's positioned himself well.
Chan was wide. And might find himself vulnerable to Jack Meredith here, who's got a fair bit of damage in himself. No, not going to get it done. So Turner, Chan, Meredith, Saulo will come out. I have my doubts about it staying that way though. They are very racy with one another. With about half a lap to go.
No, Jack Meredith isn't one to give up either.
We've just got to go back for this section. It's amazing seeing cars go past there. Oh, jump back up because Nick Gregg has found himself off the track. He was swapping positions with Jack Callister, might have outbroken himself or found a bit of contact. Callister and Ferguson now battling. This is over 4th position with a couple of corners to go. McFarlane has come across the line. He will win the race. Secluder will finish 2nd and Mello will finish 3rd. 4th place is not yet decided. They run side by side up towards the line. Oh, is Callister out of fuel, is he? He's slowing down before the line and he's dropped himself back to 6th. Maybe he's redressed the position. Yeah, that would be more likely actually. So Ferguson in 4th, then Gregg and then Callister, McEwen, then Garrick, Rustley, Grant, Chan, Turner, and then Marsden, Childs, Mangan, Barton. Oh, Barton's gotten past Mangan just before the line here. And this is very close between Riley Smith and Jack Meredith. Oh, and further behind, Paddy Donnelly and Aaron Refalo. Donnelly just picked Refalo at the line, that's the word I'm looking for. 0.06 of a second was the gap between them at the very end, so fair few highlights coming to the line, and we didn't even get a chance really to look at our race leader here, our race winner rather, Corey McFarlane. He's done very well on his 2nd race start.
Definitely very well.
Perfect.
I think he deserves to. Well, there we go. He's doing his burnouts.
Anyway, we'll see you then. Thank you all for joining.
He's going to put on a bit of a show for us as we wind down here and have a look at the results. Corey McFarlane, Daniel Secluna, Nick Mello, Andrew Ferguson, followed by Nicholas Gregg in 5th. Jack Callister, Alex McEwen, Scott Garrick, Bernie Russley, Lachlan Grant, and then Vic Chan, Cohen Turner, Stephen Marsden, and then Lee Childs, Dylan Barton finishes only 15th. Daniel Mangan, followed by Riley Smith, Jack Meredith, and then Paddy Donnelly and Aaron Refalo, who were close at the line as well. Nash, Murdock, and then Dana McKeevy, Josh Hill, Sam Sargison. I think that's all the finishers, because Steele Allison was out. One other car on that list as well. I can't remember. Which I'm very sorry about. Anyway,
I think he's drifted this whole lap pretty much.
I'll continue on. No, it's just going to pull into the bit late. Alright, so that's the end of that one. Race 4 of the championship is run and done, and round 2 of the championship is run and done. Round 3 is in 2 weeks' time. It is at Wanneroo Raceway in Perth. We had a couple of complaints about qualifying earlier on this evening, with cars getting in the way of one another, and it's on the 2nd longest track on the calendar, so yeah, we'll see what happens when we go to the shortest.
So hang on, which one's the next round?
What's that?
Which track's the next?
Perth.
Oh no, oh. You might have to look at splitting qualifying with the track that small.
So hang on.
I'm sure people will handle it. I say that with no confidence whatsoever. But
You might have to
sort it out. Muppets. Thanks very much everyone for watching this one, and thanks Ryan for coming in for a little bit in the commentary.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
hopefully I'm racing next weekend.
Yeah, hopefully. Max Spivey is our race director for this evening, and Liam Whitaker was our safety car driver, so thanks to them as well. And yeah, thank you to all for watching this one, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at Wanneroo Raceway. It's going to be in the dusk as well. Not quite night, but it'll be fairly dim. So a bit more night racing to come. Look forward to it. See you then.
In the dusk as well.